You have probably heard his name before. Warren Buffett is widely recognized as one of the world's best investors, and for good reason. He's created a net worth of over $80 billion, making him one of the richest people alive. Shockingly, Buffett is very frugal, having lived in the same upper-middle-class home since 1958, and he reportedly only buys a new GM sedan when his daughter tells him his old one is getting embarrassing. He even eats at McDonald's on a regular basis and chooses his meal there based on whether the stock market opens up or down. Luckily, Buffett is happy to share investing advice that can help others build wealth. These are the 7 best pieces of advice from this famous billionaire, with number 1 being the single most important quote to ensure you become financially independent. Number 7, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. This is the single most important piece of advice to ensure you become financially independent. It's critical to make passive income or you'll never be able to retire. A person who lives paycheck to paycheck with no money left over between paydays will sadly work until the day they die or rely on assistance from others when they can no longer work. One must save, invest, and build an income stream that makes money regardless of whether or not they work. For someone who doesn't earn passive income, they're either working or spending. As soon as they stop working, they're spending money on things like housing, food, and other living expenses. Bills accumulate at all hours, which is why you need to earn money at all hours. Don't settle trading time for money for your whole life. Not only will free time become more plentiful, it will also be more enjoyable knowing you're still earning money. The sooner you can learn to earn money around the clock, the sooner you can stop selling time for money. Number 6, if you're not thinking about owning a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. We've heard it before, investing is a long-term game. This is echoed by many other investing geniuses, and for good reason. It's all too common to see people grow impatient with their investments that don't perform as well as they like over the short term. Shiny object syndrome is real, especially when others get lucky with their selections far outpacing your gains. Buffett's investing strategy involves buying fantastic businesses at great prices. When you do this, you're almost guaranteed to make a nice profit over the long term, unlike the emotional strategy of chasing the latest craze. If you don't know how or care to select stocks like Warren Buffett, he suggests buying the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is essentially just many good businesses that are periodically monitored to ensure they're always relevant. Number 5, I'm not interested in cars and my goal isn't to make people envious. Don't confuse the cost of living with the standard of living. It's tempting to spend money on things we want versus investing it for the future and only realizing those gains years later. Buffett has gotten a thrill out of saving money since he was a kid. He doesn't believe in spending more than what's necessary, is shown by the vehicles he drives and the home he owns. You might wonder what the point of making so much money is if you're not going to spend frivolously. For many, the ability to make a purchase is more enjoyable than actually making a purchase. Money can increase your happiness to the point where you can afford the freedom to do what you want. After all, money can dictate many aspects of your life, such as where you live, what you eat, where and when you vacation, and what you do with your day. But that happiness derived from money reportedly plateaus at a certain point. Don't waste your time, money, and energy to impress others. Number 4, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. Taking time to improve yourself will reward you for the rest of your life. This investment can't be taxed and not even inflation can take it away. In Warren's case, he signed up for a $100 Dale Carnegie public speaking course that changed his life. He attributes much of his success to what he learned from it. Buffett is constantly learning, mostly by reading, and this is one trait that most of the ultra-rich have in common. Knowledge builds up over time, kind of like compound interest. People like Elon Musk, Oprah, and Mark Cuban make reading a priority. According to Business Insider, only 6% of the wealthy watch reality TV shows compared to 78% of the poor. The wealthy make productive use of their time, and that includes constantly trying to improve themselves. Number 3, today people who hold cash alternatives feel comfortable. They shouldn't. They have opted for a terrible long-term asset, one that pays virtually nothing and is certain to depreciate value. All investments have some amount of risk, even cash. Cash becomes devalued over time due to inflation. In 1960, a gallon of milk cost less than 50 cents. What's that milk going to cost in another 60 years? Although holding cash doesn't expose you to much risk, by investing in something like stocks you could see your money grow much faster than it would sitting in a bank account. Not investing is risky, not only due to inflation but risky because you might never have enough money to retire. Instead of being worried about your investments potentially losing value, consider where you'll end up having never invested at all. Even though money in stocks is riskier than a savings account, the risk-reward ratio is much higher. Becoming wealthy through saving money and not investing is nearly impossible. Number 2, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Buffett was probably referring to stocks when he said this, but this can be applied to virtually everything we spend money on. Price isn't everything. Instead, it's better to consider how much value you're getting for what you're paying. A $30 pair of shoes might last 6 months, while a $300 pair of shoes might last a lifetime. This type of thinking is especially important to apply to investing. When buying stocks or any type of investment for that matter, value is everything. You could buy stocks that appear cheap, maybe the price has been headed down for years. Is that because the company is not doing well financially, or is it really a deal? As Buffett said, it's better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. Number 1, don't save what's left after spending, spend what's left after saving. When saving isn't your priority, it's easy to spend much of what you have, leaving little or nothing left over. This is easy to do even if you're financially responsible. It's critical to pay yourself first, otherwise you're likely to spend everything that's available, possibly making you question where it all went. Dedicating 15–20% or more of your income to your future can seem like a lot, but the investment growth from those savings will be remarkable. Once you take a clear look at your finances, it's easy to find ways to save, whether it's on groceries, transportation, or recurring bills. Paying yourself first will become mentally easier and easier as time progresses and your investment gains outpace your working income. The more you save and invest now, the sooner your money will snowball into large amounts. Warren Buffett is good with money, there's no arguing that. He's happy to offer his advice, so it'd be wise to take advantage of it.